Welcome, everyone, to the AFC South Hall of Fame. Quarterbacks, Peyton Manning. First up, one of the greatest to ever touch a football. In just 2 seasons with us, Peyton Manning threw for 8,867 yards, 77 touchdowns, and led his team to a Super Bowl victory in year 1. A master of the line of scrimmage, Peyton showed us why he's called the Sheriff. A true champion of the AFC South, Robert Griffin III. Next, the #1 overall pick of Season 2. Robert Griffin III lit the league on fire with a season for the ages. 6,574 passing yards, an NFL record 67 touchdowns, plus 617 rushing yards and 19 rushing touchdowns. He walked away with the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Best QB, 9 AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors, and a Pro Bowl nod. A once-in-a-generation talent, RG3 redefined what a quarterback could be in our league. Terrell Pryor. In Season 1, the Texans took a chance on a rookie quarterback, and he didn't disappoint. Terrell Pryor shattered records with 7,141 passing yards, 53 touchdowns, and 663 rushing yards, with 14 more scores on the ground. He earned MVP, Rookie of the Year, Best QB, and a Pro Bowl appearance. Though playoff woes later saw him traded, Pryor's electric rookie campaign will forever be remembered as one of the greatest in franchise history. Jake Locker. And finally, the Titans' fearless leader. Jake Locker threw for 10,730 yards and an incredible 111 touchdowns across 2 seasons. A 2-time Pro Bowler and winner of 7 AFC Offensive Player of the Week awards, he reached the pinnacle in Season 2 by bringing home the Super Bowl championship and the Super Bowl MVP. Locker's toughness and leadership made him the heart and soul of Tennessee's rise. Running backs. Chris Johnson, Ceej 2K. Speed, explosiveness, and production. Chris Johnson was simply unstoppable. Across just 2 seasons, he rushed for 3,685 yards and 36 touchdowns, while adding 113 catches for 1,208 yards and 11 more scores through the air. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler, 3-time AFC Offensive Player of the Week, led the league in rushing both seasons, and earned Best Running Back honors. Ceej 2K was the definition of a game-breaker. Maurice Jones-Drew, MJD. Compact but powerful, MJD delivered in every facet of the game. He piled up 2,973 rushing yards with 31 touchdowns and added 103 receptions for 933 yards and 6 scores through the air. His consistency earned him 2 Pro Bowls and an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. Jaguars fans knew whenever MJD touched the ball, magic could happen. Arian Foster. Smooth and versatile, Arian Foster was as dangerous catching passes as he was running the ball. In just 2 years, he logged 1,648 rushing yards with 30 touchdowns and exploded in the passing game with 165 receptions for 3,156 yards and 29 touchdowns. He was a Pro Bowler, Offensive Player of the Year, and Best Running Back of the Year. Foster's ability to do it all made him one of the most unique weapons in the league. CJ Spiller. A lightning bolt in the backfield, CJ Spiller made an instant impact after being traded to the Colts. He tallied 1,553 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns on the ground, plus 32 receptions for 383 yards and 3 more scores through the air. His explosive season earned him a Pro Bowl nod, proving his value as a game-changer in the AFC South. Priest Holmes. The veteran presence in the backfield, Priest Holmes capped off his career by going out on top. He won a Super Bowl championship in Season 1 and took home Super Bowl MVP honors for his unforgettable performance. Holmes retired after Season 2, leaving behind the legacy of a champion. Fullback. Greg Jones. Every great running game needs an enforcer, and Greg Jones was exactly that. Known for having the meanest truck stick in the league, he punished defenders while paving the way for some of the AFC South's all-time great backs. He also added 231 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns of his own. A true menace in the run game and the definition of a team-first player, Greg Jones set the tone with every hit. Wide receivers. Mike Thomas. Consistency and playmaking defined Mike Thomas's game. Over 2 seasons, he racked up 1,924 yards and 18 touchdowns, giving his quarterbacks a reliable weapon who could make tough catches in key moments. Andre Johnson. One of the most dominant receivers in football, Andre Johnson put up jaw-dropping numbers before being traded after the first offseason. In just 1 year, he hauled in 112 receptions for 2,489 yards and 23 touchdowns, earning a Pro Bowl nod and the Best Wide Receiver award. A true superstar who left defenses helpless. Pierre Garçon. Dependable and dangerous, Pierre Garçon gave defenses headaches with his precision routes and ability to score. Across 2 seasons, he delivered 2,168 yards and 24 touchdowns on 126 catches, making him one of the most efficient wideouts in the division. Tommy Streeter. A diamond in the rough. Drafted in the 5th round before Season 2, Tommy Streeter exploded onto the scene with 93 catches, 2,171 yards, and 18 touchdowns. His breakout year earned him a Pro Bowl selection and the Best Wide Receiver award, one of the greatest rookie wideout seasons we've ever seen. Ted Ginn. Blazing speed, highlight plays, and pure production. That was Ted Ginn's game. Starting in Season 2 for the Texans, he erupted for 69 catches, 1,558 yards, and 21 touchdowns, earning a Pro Bowl appearance in the process. A true deep threat weapon who could score at any moment. Kenny Britt. Physical, explosive, and reliable. Kenny Britt put together back-to-back seasons of dominance. With 117 catches for 2,787 yards and 28 touchdowns, he became one of the most feared receivers in the AFC South. Mark Mariani. A fan favorite who stepped into the starting role in Season 2 and made the most of it. Mariani put up 66 catches, 1,491 yards, and 21 touchdowns, earning himself a Pro Bowl selection. From return man to star wide receiver, his rise was one of the best stories of the league. Tight ends. Ladarius Green. A rookie sensation for the Colts, Ladarius Green wasted no time making his mark. He hauled in 86 catches for 1,659 yards and 14 touchdowns in his first season, earning a Pro Bowl appearance and establishing himself as one of the league's premier young tight ends. Jared Cook. Reliable, explosive, and consistent, Jared Cook was a cornerstone for the Titans' passing game. Over 2 seasons, he totaled 128 receptions, 2,234 yards, and 22 touchdowns, while earning 2 Pro Bowl selections. Cook's blend of size and athleticism made him a nightmare matchup for defenders every single week. Aaron Hernandez. After arriving in Jacksonville via trade, Aaron Hernandez rewrote his career as a Jaguar. In just 1 season, he posted 56 catches, 918 yards, and 10 touchdowns, giving his team a dangerous weapon over the middle and a red zone presence who could not be ignored. Offensive line. Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Castonzo, left tackle. The anchor of the Colts line, Anthony Castonzo, was as dependable as they come. Across 2 seasons, he allowed only 6 sacks, and his protection was key in delivering a Super Bowl championship. A rock at left tackle. Dan Buenning, LLG. Joining the Colts in their 2nd season, Dan Buenning wasted no time making his mark. He gave up just 1 sack in the entire year, proving to be a wall on the interior. Jeff Saturday, C. A legend of the game, Jeff Saturday finished his career on top with the Colts, helping to guide them to a Super Bowl victory in Season 1. A true leader in the trenches, Saturday retired on the ultimate high note. Ben Ijalana, RT. On the right side, Ben Ijalana stood tall, giving up only 10 sacks over 2 seasons. His consistency kept the Colts' passing game upright and their offense balanced. Jacksonville Jaguars, Eugene Monroe, LT. Fronting what many called the best offensive line in the league, Eugene Monroe was nearly unbeatable. Over 2 seasons, he allowed just 2 sacks, establishing himself as one of the AFC's premier blindside protectors. Eben Britton, LG. Dependable and tough, Eben Britton gave up only 6 sacks across 2 years and earned a Pro Bowl appearance for his efforts. A true grinder at guard. Will Rackley, C. A breakout story, Rackley transitioned from backup guard to center in his 2nd season, and he never looked back. He allowed 0 sacks across his entire career, earned a Pro Bowl selection, and gave the Jags a young star in the middle. Uche Nwaneri, RG. A powerhouse on the inside, Nwaneri gave up just 2 sacks across 2 years and was rewarded with a Pro Bowl nod. His presence solidified the interior of the Jaguars' elite line. Sean Andrews, RT. Despite battling injuries, Sean Andrews was still a force. He allowed only 4 sacks across 2 seasons, proving his resilience and value as the Jaguars' bookend tackle. Houston Texans, Dwayne Brown, left tackle. Protecting the blind side in Houston was Dwayne Brown. Though he struggled in his first season, he bounced back strong, giving up only 6 sacks in Season 2 and earning a Pro Bowl appearance. A steady veteran presence for the Texans, Tennessee Titans. Michael Roos, LT. One of the best in the business, Michael Roos was the rock on the left side for the Titans. He allowed only 4 sacks across 2 seasons, and in Season 2, he was crowned Best Offensive Lineman while helping Tennessee reach the Super Bowl. David Stewart, RT. On the opposite side, David Stewart was just as dominant. He surrendered only 7 sacks across 2 years and earned 2 Pro Bowl appearances. Together, he and Roos gave the Titans one of the league's most feared tackle duos. Defensive ends and tackles. Tyson Alualu, Jaguars, LE. Up first, we've got the former first-rounder, Tyson Alualu. The Jaguars leaned on him as a defensive anchor, and he delivered. In just 2 seasons, Alualu stacked up 38 tackles for loss and 18.5 sacks, a constant nightmare for offensive linemen. He might not have been the loudest voice, but his game spoke volumes, a relentless presence on the edge of the Jaguars' top-ranked line. J.J. Watt, Texans, LE. Then we welcome in the rookie phenom who showed flashes of the greatness to come. J.J. Watt. Watt made an instant impact in Houston, racking up 30 tackles for loss, 20 sacks, and 2 interceptions in just 2 seasons. He added a Pro Bowl appearance, proving right away that he was more than just hype. The Texans had a monster on the defensive front, and his Hall of Fame induction was inevitable. Antonio Smith, Texans, ERE. Lining up opposite Watt was Antonio Smith, the other half of Houston's pass rush duo. Across 2 seasons, he was a force with 15 tackles for loss and 19.5 sacks. He may not have gotten the same spotlight as Watt, but when it came to collapsing the pocket, Smith made sure opposing quarterbacks were never safe. Sean Cody, Texans, DT. In the middle for Houston, Sean Cody brought consistency and grit. From the interior, he stuffed the run and still got home, logging 20 tackles for loss and 12.5 sacks across 2 years. Often overlooked, Cody's presence freed up the Texans' edge rushers to dominate. The kind of blue-collar player every great defense needs. Jerry Hughes, Colts, RE. Next up, the Colts' breakout star off the edge, Jerry Hughes. In just 2 seasons, Hughes piled up 37 tackles for loss and 24 sacks, earning 2 Pro Bowl appearances and even a Defensive Player of the Week award. Jurrell Casey, Titans, DT. Inside for the Titans, Jurrell Casey became a rock in the trenches. With 23 tackles for loss and 11.5 sacks, he proved that even from the middle, he could disrupt everything. Running lanes, passing pockets, you name it. A steady presence that helped Tennessee reach the Super Bowl in year 2. Edge linebackers, pass rushers. Dwight Freeney, Colts/Jaguars, LOLB. One of the legends of the game, Dwight Freeney. For the Colts in year 1, he added a Super Bowl to his resume with 15 tackles for loss and 7.5 sacks before being traded to Jacksonville. In year 2, he bounced back with 23 tackles for loss and 14 sacks, plus an AFC Defensive Player of the Week award. No matter the jersey, Freeney's trademark spin move lived rent-free in QB's nightmares. Akeem Ayers, Titans, LOLB. Drafted as a rookie and immediately producing, Akeem Ayers became a star on Tennessee's edge. In just 2 seasons, he racked up 39 tackles for loss and 30.5 sacks, plus a Pro Bowl appearance. That's rare production for a young linebacker, and Ayers anchored one of the AFC's most feared defenses. Will Witherspoon, Titans, ROLB. On the other side for the Titans, Will Witherspoon was a beast in year 1, earning Defensive Player of the Year, Best Linebacker, and a Pro Bowl appearance. Across 2 seasons, he dominated with 40 tackles for loss and 27.5 sacks. He was the complete linebacker, run stopper, pass rusher, game wrecker. Clint Session, Jaguars, ROLB. And last but not least, Clint Session. The Jaguars unleashed him, and he wreaked havoc. 47 tackles for loss and 32 sacks across 2 seasons, plus 2 Pro Bowls and a Defensive Player of the Week award. Sessions' mix of speed and strength made him one of the most dangerous outside linebackers in the league. Dante Moch, Jaguars. He was the engine of Jacksonville's defense in both seasons, flying sideline to sideline. Moch racked up 189 tackles, 38 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 5 interceptions. He wasn't just consistent. He was explosive, forcing 4 fumbles, scoring 3 defensive touchdowns and earning 3 AFC Defensive Player of the Week awards. He was the heartbeat of the Jags defense. Luke Kuechly, Jaguars. Drafted top 10 in Season 2, Kuechly wasted no time showing why. As a rookie starter, he logged 81 tackles, 11 for loss, 5 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. From day one, he brought leadership and impact, quickly proving himself as the future cornerstone of the Jaguars' linebacker core. Demario Davis, Titans. Sometimes it's the mid-round picks who shine brightest. Demario Davis became the Titans' steady presence in the middle, totaling 101 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and adding 2 interceptions with 7 pass deflections. His consistency and toughness kept Tennessee's defense stable through their playoff run. Brian Cushing, Texans. A monster in the middle, Brian Cushing was everywhere. He tallied 234 tackles, 25 for loss, 3.5 sacks, and an astonishing 11 interceptions from the linebacker position. Add in 3 forced fumbles, 9 deflections, a defensive touchdown, and a Pro Bowl appearance, plus an AFC Defensive Player of the Week honor. And you have one of the most complete MLBs the division has ever seen. Bobby Wagner, Texans. Drafted in Season 2, Wagner instantly made his mark. In his rookie campaign alone, he notched 135 tackles, 13 for loss, 2 sacks, and 6 interceptions. He broke up 13 passes, forced a fumble, and walked away with a Pro Bowl appearance and the Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Defensive backs, Indianapolis Colts. Leodis McKelvin, CB. After joining the Colts for Season 2, McKelvin instantly became their CB1. With 3 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, and a Defensive Player of the Week award, he showed why he was a difference-maker in Indy's secondary. Jimmy Williams, CB. A true ball hawk, Williams terrorized opposing QBs over 2 seasons with 11 interceptions, 10 deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 defensive touchdowns. His dominance earned him a Pro Bowl and a Defensive Player of the Week award. Joe Lefebvre, SS, the enforcer of the Colts defense, Lefebvre racked up 171 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 9 interceptions, 18 deflections, 4 forced fumbles, and a recovery. His resume includes a Pro Bowl and a Best Defensive Back award. A true leader at strong safety. Houston Texans. Jonathan Joseph, CB. The Texans' lockdown presence. Joseph notched 10 interceptions, 12 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and a Pro Bowl appearance. Quarterbacks quickly learned not to challenge his side of the field. Danielle Manning, FS. A versatile playmaker, Manning filled the stat sheet with 143 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 7 interceptions, 7 deflections, a forced fumble and recovery, and 2 Pro Bowl appearances. He was the heartbeat of Houston's secondary. Kareem Jackson, SS, transitioning to strong safety, Jackson flourished with 118 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 8 interceptions, 7 deflections, and a fumble recovery. Always around the ball, he was a steady force for the Texans. Tennessee Titans, Cortland Finnegan, CB. A fiery leader in Tennessee's secondary, Finnegan brought energy and production. With 9 interceptions, 16 deflections, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and a Pro Bowl, he gave the Titans swagger in coverage. Jason McCourty, CB, one of the league's most reliable corners, McCourty tallied 7 interceptions, 8 deflections, 3 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. His play earned him a Pro Bowl and an AFC Defensive Player of the Week award. Specialists and returners, Indianapolis Colts. David Buehler, kicker, a perfect season. In his lone year with the Colts, Buehler went a flawless 26 for 26 on field goals, including a booming 55-yarder, and nailed all 48 extra points. His consistency earned him Best Kicker of Season 2, the definition of reliability. Pat McAfee, punter. The Colts' cannon-legged punter averaged nearly 50 yards per punt on 70 boots, including a massive 73-yarder. With 17 punts inside the 20 and a Pro Bowl nod, McAfee proved that flipping the field can be just as valuable as scoring points. Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh Scobee, kicker. The longtime Jaguar left his mark with a booming leg and uncanny accuracy. Across 2 seasons, Scobee hit 35 of 40 field goals, including a monster 58-yarder, and was nearly perfect on Pats at 118 of 119. He gave Jacksonville a scoring threat anywhere past midfield. Mike Thomas, returner, Season 1. Dangerous with the ball in his hands, Thomas posted 31 kick returns for 830 yards, in his lone year as the Jaguars' return man, consistently giving the offense a short field. Felix Jones, returner, Season 2, signed in free agency. Jones electrified the return game with 25 kick returns for 718 yards and a touchdown, plus 33 punt returns for 322 yards and another touchdown. A game-changer anytime he touched the ball. Tennessee Titans. Mark Mariani, returner. A spark plug in the return game, Mariani tallied 23 kick returns for 584 yards, and on punts, 48 returns for 463 yards and a touchdown. He flipped momentum with one big return after another, cementing himself as one of the league's most dangerous special teams weapons. Before we officially close out this Hall of Fame ceremony, it's important to recognize the people who made all of this possible. To Dawolf, Ceej, Vewdew, and Big Kirko, thank you. Across 2 unforgettable seasons, you built not just a league, but a community. Every draft pick, every stat line, every jaw-dropping play we celebrated here today was born from the time, creativity, and dedication you poured into this experience. Because of you, we didn't just watch football, we lived it. We argued over trades, we sweated over matchups, and we celebrated every breakout star together. These seasons wouldn't be remembered the same without your vision, energy, and passion driving it forward. So tonight, as we enshrine these players into the Hall of Fame, we also tip our hats to you four. You built something special, and for that, you'll always be part of this league's legacy. Here's to the memories we've made, and to the hope that the next chapter will be just as incredible. Before we conclude tonight's ceremony, we pause to remember someone who is no longer with us, but whose spirit will always remain part of this league's history. Tommy Streeter, wide receiver and competitor, tragically passed away while helping underprivileged kids build a home. His story reminds us that football is more than numbers, more than wins and losses. It's about character, heart, and the impact we leave behind. Though his time with us was far too short, his legacy lives on through the kindness he showed and the lives he touched both on and off the field. Tonight, we honor him not just as a player, but as a man who gave his all for others. Rest in peace, Tommy. You will never be forgotten.